do you think is the biggest mistake young actors or inexperienced actors make?
I think thinking that they've got to have a masterpiece every time. Go ahead and do the bloody thing. If it flops, you've had the experience anyway and you've got the money. Yeah. You know, because what happens is I had a friend who should be nameless because of what I'm going to say. And he waited for great directors, you know, and every 2 years some great director would give him a role. And come Monday morning, he's in front of the camera and he didn't know what the bloody hell he was doing.
Do you think prepared you for the rejection and difficulties that often come in Hollywood?
There's a lot of opportunities out there to, you know, self-start things, to pair up with someone, you know, like-minded. You got to lean into it a little bit and find it and not wait for it to come to you. Friends, family, loved ones, you know, it's hard. Yeah. It's hard. I mean, it's hard in life in general.
Yeah.
It's really about, for me, like allowing the sun to shine on your face. And that can literally mean getting out of bed.
If it's too obvious where we're going, we're playing that. And you know, when it comes to playing the scene, you just only should play the scene and not play the ending of it, the end of episode or series or whatever.
I just thought there was no chance at all that I was going to get this. And previous to that, I'd said to my rep, my little girl had been very ill when she was younger, and I went out into my garden and I just thought, I'm going to ask the universe. And I just said, could I thank you for what you've given me already, but can I please ask you for something that is close to home so I can do my main role, which is to be Mama? And also, could I ask that it's something that really shows what I can do? And I hope that's not asking too much. And 2 months later, this meeting came in.
You have to feel safe with each other. The wisest thing that Ted Lasso says is the Walt Whitman quote, is the be curious, not judgmental. Success is being able to do the thing that you want to do and the thing you love doing. Money part of it is not the success, because I'm doing what I was doing before. It's just now people are seeing it. That's the difference. But like, I do it for free. I mean, don't tell Apple that. Actually, this is really bad for my contract negotiation. But I would do it for free because I'm very lucky to do the thing that I always wanted to do. My best advice to anyone making an award speech is keep it short. No one cares about your list of thank yous. Do your boring bit in private. Keep your boring stuff for home. Keep it short and don't be boring.
Actors get actually better because they learn how to relax. They know their strong suits. Like, there's no such a thing as the best actor. People have always said, oh, Brando's the best actor, De Niro's the best actor. No one's the best actor. You're the best at a certain part, or you're playing a great character. You're really good at that. Some guys are incredible Shakespearean actors, but they won't be very good in a Western, you know what I mean? But they're great actors in their genre. So you try to bring out, like, I realize my lane. So this is my lane and I'm very comfortable in it. And it's taken a long time, believe it or not, because you try to overcompensate in some things. I look, oh my God, what was I thinking? And as you get older, you start to settle down and you can see, like a quarterback, you start to see the whole field. And you learn the most important thing, which is breathing. In the middle of a tense scene, you're just calm. Whereas when you're young, as the phrase goes, when in doubt, shout. So that's why, you know, young actors are so loud, because they think that's acting. And as you get older, you realize you can shout very quietly, just with your eyes. Matter of fact, the silence is even louder than the shouting.
This industry is like surfing, is that you have to get on a surfboard and paddle through and wait for a long time, hoping that you catch a wave, and you'll try and catch them and you'll miss them and someone else will catch them and everyone will cheer. And eventually you'll catch a wave and you'll ride it and it'll be fantastic and you'll be really great and you'll get all the way to the end, and then the wave will inevitably crash and you'll have to turn around and you'll have to paddle back out and you'll have to get hit by waves as you get back out there. And then once you get out there, you're gonna have to sit around there for a long time waiting for another wave to come along. But the way that surfing works is that there are always sets of waves that will always come through, and that the goal is to be patient enough to value that metaphor.
Plan B is really a good idea. So I would always say, learn how to do something else. It's a tough business if you're not in regular work. You need to know how to do something else. Of course, there's always the other there's plan C, which is generate the work yourself. For instance, you know, Taika Waititi, who wrote and directed Hunt for the Wilder People, has generated his own work. Like the Flight of the Conchords guys, all these people write and direct and produce their own work, and that's fantastic. So, and there are so many platforms now that you can get started on. You can make a film on an iPod and put it on YouTube, and the next thing you know, you're directing The Avengers #7. This is what can happen. So, you know, don't wait for the phone to ring. You pick up the phone and do it yourself.
This kind of didn't help me out for the rest of my career, but in terms of confidence, the first audition I ever did, ever in my entire life for this industry, I got. And so coming to projects after that was so sad, because I was aware that that was never going to happen again, and I was right. It took me a while to get over that right place, right time moment. I would always try and go in something bright and colourful, because I'd always see people in the waiting room wearing black or like a white blouse and jeans, and I always thought, well, that's not very helpful, because when they try and describe you to someone, they're going to be like, oh, the girl with the white blouse and the jeans, and everybody wears a white blouse and jeans. So I'd always go with some like big flower or some wacky hairdo, so that they'd go, oh yeah, remember the girl with the really weird hair?
You know, you're lucky to get an audition. Then you get it. You get there. You walk into a room full of guys that look just like you. You realize you're not the only one that wore the cowboy hat. Then you can hear the other guy in the other room auditioning, and now you're thinking about not doing it like him as opposed to doing it the way that you wanted to do it. Then before you go in, you hear the casting director negotiating the deal for the guy that already got the part.
Yeah.
Then you go in, you think you're doing you just say, I'll do it as an acting exercise. I know I'm not going to get it. I'll just take it as an experience, you know. And then you get to the scene where you're supposed to cry over your friend, and you get the tears going, and you're emotional. You go to your car, you got a parking ticket, because the street cleaning sign has been covered by the auditions this way sign. Then you get in your car, you change, you muster up, you know, the guts to go back to go to another one, and you know, and you wait in traffic for 2 hours, and you go through it again.
Whenever you're on stage, you're coming from somewhere, and you're going somewhere when you leave. And do you want people to go with you when you go? So when you show up in there, you boom, you hit that moment, and when you leave, everybody's like, well, shit, I want to go with him. Where is he going? He looks like he had something on his mind. And then I had another actor tell me once, he's like, look, every time a camera passes you when you're on set, always look like it's something on your mind. Don't be standing there waiting on your line, you know, thinking about something, you know, either what that character just said or how you feel about the thing that character said, or even if you're thinking about, I need to get out of here, I'm sick of being here. People need to see that on your face, not just unless you're playing an idiot.
To just sort of feel it out, you know, and take the chances. And if you feel like on some level it's grounded in some sort of reality, that's really the most important thing. I know that sounds like it might be an oxymoron, you're doing this crazy broad character that's grounded in reality, but it is important to understand where the character's coming from, what his motivations are, you know, whether it's jealousy or, you know, insecurity or whatever it is. And then you just sort of like, you know, go with that and try to play these crazy big moments in some sort of real way.
Out of being funny, and people who are funny are trying to make a joke. A lot of people who are funny are making a joke in order to avoid saying what they actually feel, or avoid a real feeling or dealing with that feeling. And that day I realized in a scene, because of Marissa's amazing acting, and I've thanked her every time I've seen her since, I realized it's okay to just be in a scene and go with it emotionally and feel that stuff without having to try and make a joke out of it. And so that was a day, and once I had done that, I felt this feeling I'd never felt before, and really worked to try and find characters that would continue to allow me to feel that way.